for the Fair Housing Commissioners. I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, go. Good morning and welcome to the Philadelphia Fair Housing Commission. My name is Allie D. Medeiros. I am the attorney for the Fair Housing Commissioners. Also present today for the Fair Housing Commission staff is Ms. Belinda Alguin, and you'll also see Ms. Jomaris Castro Almeida. She runs our Zoom hearings for us. Before the hearing, I'm required to go over a few things with you. First, you're being recorded. We record all our hearings. By remaining on the line and participating in the hearing, you are consenting to be recorded. Our Zoom hearings have the same force and effect as if we were in person. The only difference is on Zoom, we do not have a court reporter. In the event either party wants to appeal a final order of this commission, you can reach out to me or the case manager and we'll provide them with a copy of the video recording. Please be mindful of what you're saying and doing because it is being recorded. Second, at 9 o'clock this morning, the commissioners and myself, the attorney, met in a private executive session to discuss today's cases. We do that every hearing day with every case. Third, the parties had the opportunity to submit documents. I have the submitted documents saved on my computer and can share them with everyone on the screen. Please keep in mind that the commission generally only reviews the very basic documents in a case prior to a hearing. If you would like a document reviewed by the commission, please reference it by name, date, or description so that I can put it on the screen for everyone to go ahead and look at it at the same time. Lastly, during the course of today's hearing, it might be necessary for the commissioners to speak privately to make decisions in this matter. If they need to do that, they're going to invite you to join separate rooms divided by party called breakout rooms. A prompt will come on your screen at the appropriate moment asking you if you would like to join a breakout room. We will direct you to click join when you see that prompt. Once in the breakout room, please remain in that room. We will never end a hearing when you are in a separate room. Please make sure you're back in this main room and that a commissioner or staff member dismisses you before you log off or hang up. Thank you again for listening. Please, at this point, I'm going to hand the case over to Ms. Belinda.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. This is the matter of Monica Diaby versus JK Management LLC and KR2 Management. The Fair Housing Docket number is 2024-1212-19423, and this is the first Fair Housing hearing. There's also a matter in municipal court scheduled for March 13th, 2025 at 8:45 a.m. in the case of Kevin Robinson versus Monica Diaby, docket number LT2502033127. At this time, beginning with the tenant, if you can please state and spell your first and last name, and please speak slowly and clearly for the record.
First name is Monica, M-O-N-I-C-A. Last name is Diaby, D-I-A-B-Y.
Thank you. And property manager, can you please state and spell your first and last name, and please speak slowly and clearly for the record?
You're very, very quiet.
My name is Christian Washington, CHRISTIAN
Thank you. Can both parties please raise your right hand? You're not on camera though.
Turn the cameras on?
Yes, please.
If you're able to, we ask that you have a camera on.
Okay, thank you. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. The commission, you can put your hands down. The commission has 3 rules for today's hearing. First, do not speak over or interrupt each other, and do not speak over or interrupt the commissioners. Each party will have an opportunity to give testimony and present evidence. Second, please do not use generic phrases such as he said and she said. Please use tenant stated or landlord stated or Ms. Diaby stated. This will keep the record clear. And third, when referring to a date, please give the complete date, including the year. For example, please state the date as July 4th, 2024. Do not use just in July or last year or in 2024. The commissioners present today are Commissioner Bias, Commissioner Brunson, and Commissioner Butler. Thank you.
Hi, good morning and welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. Today, we will be first hearing from the tenant. She will present her case. And then the landlord will have an opportunity to respond. Ms. Diaby, can you hear me? Ms. Diaby?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. You filed this complaint with Fair Housing Commission on December the 12th, 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
And can you please state the property address that we're here to discuss?
We're here to discuss 6010 Springfield Avenue, apartment 1, Philadelphia, PA 19142.
Okay, and are you still residing at the property?
No,
When did you end your residence at that property?
as of June 29th, 2025, I text the actual owner.
I'm sorry, ma'am. What date did you leave that property?
I'm sorry, January 29th, 2025.
Okay. And when did you first move into the property?
I was in the property previous to their company buying the property from another landlord that I had previously. So altogether, I was at that 6010 Springfield Avenue for 6 years approximately.
So since 2017?
Yes.
And what was the monthly rent for this property that you were in?
When they took over the lease start in April, it was 925 because they took on the current lease of the last landlord, which ended June of 2024.
So your rent was $900?
It was 925 at first. Then when June came, when my lease was ended with the previous landlord, my rent went to $1,050 plus $100 late fee plus another $50 late
Ma'am,
fee.
just what was your rent?
$1,050.
Okay. And when was the last time that you paid rent to the landlord?
September.
Of 2024?
Yes, I believe it was September 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. When you first moved in or at any time, did you receive a certificate of renter suitability?
No,
At no point did you receive that document?
no,
Did you receive a lead safe certificate?
no. I'm looking at the screen.
Okay. So there is a signature.
My signature?
I'm not sure. I'm not
I
saying
can't
that
see.
I'm not saying that it's your signature. We're showing you the document.
This was in January the 3rd, 2024. This was from the previous landlord,
Okay.
from Jeff Staples.
Is it for the same unit that you were living in?
Yes.
Okay. So you did receive that document.
Okay. I thought you were saying from the current landlord.
Okay. And then did you receive from any landlord a lead safe certificate?
Yes, I believe from Jeff I did.
Okay. And then you no longer were living at the property starting January 9th, 2025.
January 29th, 2025.
Okay. What is it that you're seeking from the Fair Housing Commission? What is it that you want from us at this time?
No, I don't want anything. It was I put in a complaint when I was still at the property with them because they wasn't fixing the issues that were in the property.
Okay.
And
Before we get into that a little bit, one other question that I have for you is regarding security. What security amount did you pay the landlord?
I paid first, last, and security deposit of the total was $3,392.50.
Is your landlord still holding on to the last month's rent and security,
Yes.
to your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Have you provided your landlord with a forwarding address?
No, but if he would have put it to the address, all my mail is being forwarded to my PO box, but I can provide that.
Thank you. All right. So going back, what is it exactly that you're seeking from Fair Housing today?
Today it was no seeking anything. I just wanted to settle the lease, like you go your way, I go my way, because at the end of the day, the problems that I had to live with was unsuitable to live in.
Okay. Are there any questions from commissioners before we go to the landlord and see what his response is to the tenant's
No question.
allegation? Okay. Mr. Washington, you heard the testimony of your former tenant. Before we get into that, I would like to ask you, is there a license to rent for this property? I'm sorry, sir, you're on mute.
All right, what was the question?
Do you have a license to rent for this property?
Correct, yes.
Okay, on the screen, we're being shown that there is a license to rent for the property. And I'm assuming that Kevin Robinson is the owner?
That is correct.
And are you still holding on to the last month's rent and security?
That is correct. The tenant currently has a balance of $7,696.75.
That is incorrect.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry.
The tenant hasn't made a payment since, let me see, let me get the correct date for her last payment.
all right, so we're not gonna go into that at this time. We just need to know exactly when was the last time that you received a payment, not,
August 3rd, 2024.
and what was the amount?
$1,050.
What month did that cover?
1 second. That covered August, bringing her to a $0 balance. There was no payment since then.
Okay, so just going back to the security and the last month's rent, what is the amount?
Let me check. There's deposits held in the amount of $2,100, $1,050 for the last month, and $1,050 for the security deposit.
Okay. When do you consider this tenancy to have been over?
The tenant informed me on January 29th, 2025 by a text message that she vacated the property.
So do you consider that day as the day that you and that and your tenant no longer had a landlord-tenant relationship?
Correct.
So what is it that you, based on what you heard from the tenant, what if anything would you like to tell the commission?
So prior to us receiving these complaints, the tenant was, I believe, about 3 or 4 months behind. I came to her apartment personally with maintenance to
So
rectify.
let me just state for the record that we are not able to address any issues of the repairs at the property,
Okay,
and that we are not able to make an abatement in this case.
right. Okay. So basically, we would like to apply the last month's rent and security deposit, if possible, to the amount that she owes. And there's still a remaining balance.
So you're still seeking the remainder of the rent that you believe she owes you?
Well, we haven't filed anything. But from what it sounds like, she's trying to get her security deposit and her last month rent back.
So according to, there are documents showing that you do have a case in municipal court.
Right.
So you have filed for something in municipal court.
Okay, so the owners have filed, yes. I didn't file personally. And that is for the remaining balance that's owed, that's due to them.
Okay, I have no other questions for the landlord. Do any commissioners have questions?
I just want to understand your testimony, Mr. Washington. You stated
Yes.
that as of August 3rd, 2024,
Yes,
after the tenant paid the $1,054, her balance was zero at that time?
correct.
Okay. That's my only question.
Okay. Ms. Diaby, I will allow you to provide a response or make any last statements that you wish to make, and then Mr. Washington will have the ability to make any other statements he wishes to make.
Okay, thank you. The reason for non-payment of rent was because since January, February, March, April, May,
Ms.
June.
Diaby, we would not be able to address
Oh,
that, given that we will not be able to provide any party on that specific issue any type of relief.
okay, so Mr. Washington is saying as of now, I owe them
We can
7,000. They
only
willing.
address the security deposit at this time.
Okay, so no further statements at this
Thank you.
time.
Mr. Washington, any last statements you wish for us to consider or make?
No, not at
Would you
this
like
time.
to make?
No.
Ali, I don't know if we have any other questions for the parties. If we do not, then we can just put them in.
No, I
recess.
think at this point we'll open the breakout rooms for the commissioners to speak privately.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I see Mr. Washington. We're just waiting on Miss Diaby. Mr. Washington, if you can hear me, can you give me a nod? Thank you. Seeing the nod.
Okay, so the parties are back. All parties are back.
I don't have Miss Diaby yet. No,
Okay.
I'll let you know. That's the tenant. Okay, Miss Diaby, if you're able to hear me. Oh, sorry, I muted you. Can you unmute again?
Hello, yes.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Commissioner Bias. Everyone's back.
Okay, so we're back in session and the Fair Housing is ready to issue a final order in this case. Given that we have very limited jurisdiction in this matter, we are only able to adjudicate the issues that are before us. We will acknowledge that the tenant owes rent from September of 2024 through January of 2025, when the landlord-tenant relationship ended. The last month's rent should be applied to any money that is owed. The security
Here.
deposit should be handled based on state law. We like to remind both parties that there is a municipal court date on case on March 13th. That venue may be able to handle any other issues that we were not able to address, whether it's an abatement or any other issues regarding the disputed amount that is owed. With that, we will issue an order. It is a final order and it is only applicable to the Court of Common Pleas. Do any of the parties have questions?
Yeah, she said it's the order for the order of common pleas.
If you wish to appeal, this
Okay.
order can be appealed to the Court of Common Pleas.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You all have a great day. If you don't have any questions, take care.
You as well.
At this time, everyone's free to log